Do you like mysteries? To wander through the enigmatic mist of the inexplicable? Great. I'm Merc, and here you'll find what you're looking for. Welcome to my domains. The truth dissolves into the mist.
K. There is a creature that lives in the darkness where sunlight never reaches. It glides through the abyss, silent, ancient, almost mythical. For centuries, sailors whispered about it. The Japanese called it the messenger from the palace of the sea gods. And in March of 2026, it appeared just off the coast of Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Not once, but twice. I'm watching a story where folklore collides with modern warfare, where a deep-sea fish becomes a symbol of impending doom, and where a single coincidence forces you to ask, was this a warning, or just a meaningless echo from the deep? Look at the screen. This is the oarfish, a ribbon of silver that can grow longer than a school bus. Its body undulates like a serpent. Its red crest rises like a crown of blood. Normally, it lives 200 meters below the surface, sometimes up to 1,000 meters. It is a ghost, and ghosts are not supposed to be seen. But on March 15, 2026, a local fisherman near El Arco, the famous rock arch of Cabo San Lucas, saw something strange floating near the surface. He approached slowly. The water was unusually calm. Then he saw it. A long, twisted shape, at least 5 meters long, its skin reflecting the morning sun like a broken mirror. He recorded everything on his phone. Within hours, the video had been shared thousands of times, because this was no ordinary fish. This was Ryogu no Tsukai, the messenger of the dragon god's palace. In Japan, the oarfish has a dark reputation. It is called the earthquake fish, the doomsday fish. Let me ask you something. When you hear the word coincidence, what comes to mind? A chance meeting? A lucky number. But what happens when a deep-sea creature surfaces one day before a nuclear missile test? What happens when that missile carries the same nickname as the fish, the doomsday weapon? You are not paranoid for noticing patterns. You are human, and the human brain is wired to find meaning in chaos. But sometimes the chaos arranges itself in a way that feels like design. The second oarfish appeared on March 17th, just 2 days after the first. This time, it was found by tourists on Medano Beach. A young couple from Colorado saw the silver flash in the shallow water. At first, they thought it was a piece of wreckage, a torn sail or a broken kayak. Then they realized it was breathing. The fish was alive, barely, its long body twisted weakly in the surf. Marine biologists from the Universidad Autónoma de Baja California, sir, arrived within hours. They confirmed it was a giant oarfish Regalicus glen, a species so rare that most marine biologists go their entire careers without seeing one alive. But here is the detail that changed everything. While the biologists were still taking measurements, news broke from the United States. The Pentagon had just announced a successful test of the LGM-3 or Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missile. The launch took place on March 16th at 12:30 a.m. Pacific Time from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. Do the math. The first oarfish was seen on March 15th. The missile test happened less than 24 hours later. And the missile, the Minuteman III, has a chilling nickname. It is called the Doomsday Missile. Pause for a moment. Think about what that means. A creature that Japanese folklore says appears before great earthquakes and tsunamis surfaces in Mexican waters. The very next day, the United States launches a weapon designed to end human civilization, and both share the same name, Doomsday. You do not need to believe in superstition to feel the weight of that sequence. You just need to pay attention. The Japanese legend is very specific. The oarfish lives in the depths near the floor of the ocean. According to myth, it rises to the surface only when it senses a great disturbance in the earth's crust. Some stories say it is a servant of the dragon god Ryojin, sent to warn humans to flee to higher ground. Now, science has a different explanation. The oarfish is a deep-sea creature that may be sensitive to low-frequency vibrations, including seismic activity, changes in pressure, shifts in the magnetic field, or even underwater landslides could theoretically disorient the fish and force it to the surface. But here is the problem. There was no earthquake near Cabo San Lucas in March 2026. No tsunami, no volcanic eruption. The sea was quiet. The tectonic plates were still. So why did two oarfish surface in the same week, in the same bay, for the first time in recorded Mexican history? That is the question no scientist could answer, and that is the silence where fear grows. The video of the second oarfish spread faster than the first. It was on TikTok, X, Instagram, and even mainstream news. Headlines screamed, "Doomsday fish appears before U.S. missile test." Memes exploded. Conspiracy forums lit up with theories ranging from secret underwater bases to government weather control. But, let me be clear, this video is not about conspiracy. It is about something more unsettling. Coincidence so perfect that it feels like a message. And messages require a sender. Who or what could send such a message? Nature, chance, the collective unconscious, or simply nothing at all. An empty universe where fish surface and missiles fly and neither knows the other exists. That possibility, the possibility of meaningless chaos, is sometimes more terrifying than any legend. Imagine standing on Medano Beach on the morning of March 17th. The sun is hot. The waves are gentle, and at your feet lies a creature from the abyss. Its eye, the size of a coin, stares at nothing. Its silver scales are already turning gray. And you know that just hours ago, a missile capable of crossing the Pacific in 30 minutes was tested less than 1,500 kilometers away. Do you feel the cold? Not from the water, but from the timeline. The oarfish did not cause the missile test. The missile test did not kill the fish, but they shared a date, a place, and a name. Doomsday. This is where the first half of our journey into the deep ends. But the second half begins now, and what comes next will force you to look even closer at the water. The fishermen of Cabo San Lucas have their own legends. They do not call it the Doomsday fish. They call it Pez Diablo, the devilfish. Old men who worked the Sea of Cortez say that when the devilfish rises, the sea is about to change. They do not mean the tides. They mean something deeper, something political, something violent. One elderly fisherman, Carlos, spoke to a local reporter on March 18th. He said, "In Spanish, the fish does not bring the earthquake. The earthquake is already coming. The fish just knows." And then he refused to say more. He walked back to his boat and did not go out for 3 days. Carlos did not know about the Minuteman III. He does not use the internet. He does not watch the news. He only knows the sea. And the sea told him to stay on land. That is the kind of coincidence that has no explanation. Not folklore, not science, not logic. Just a man, a fish, and a missile that flew while the fish lay dying. Now, let us look at the timeline again, but slower. March 15th, morning. First oarfish spotted near El Arco. March 15th, afternoon. Local authorities record the specimen. March 16th, 12:30 a.m. Minuteman III launches from California. March 16th, 8:00 a.m. The Pentagon releases a statement calling the test successful and routine. March 17th, morning. Second oarfish found on Medano Beach. March 17th, evening. The video reaches 50 million views. March 18th, Japanese news outlets begin using the phrase, Doomsday fish omen. Do you see how the story grew? Not because of a single event, but because of a sequence. A sequence that you are now part of, because you are watching this video weeks, months, maybe years later, and the sequence is still complete. The fish surfaced, the missile flew, and the world did not end. But the question remains, did the fish know something the missile did not? Let me take you deeper into the folklore. The dragon god Rujin lives in a palace made of red and white coral, far beneath the sea. His messengers are fish of all kinds, but the oarfish is the highest ranked. When Rujin is angry, he sends the oarfish to the surface. If you see one, you must leave the coast immediately. If you see two, you must leave the country. 2 oarfish. That is what Cabo San Lucas received in March 2026, 2 messengers from the dragon god. And what happened next? The Doomsday missile was tested, but no earthquake came. No tsunami, no war. So was Ryujin wrong? Or was his warning about something else? Something that has not happened yet? Something that is still moving toward us like a deep-sea current? You do not know. I do not know. And that uncertainty is the real horror. Because if the oarfish is a warning, then the warning has not been fulfilled. It is still open, still active, still waiting. The marine biologists who examined the second oarfish noted something unusual. The fish had no visible injuries, no parasites, no signs of disease. It was healthy, young, and strong. And yet it swam to the surface, into the shallow water, onto the beach, where it slowly suffocated under its own weight. That is not normal. Deep-sea fish do not do that unless something is terribly wrong. Something in the water, something in the pressure, something in the earth, or something in the sky. Because, remember, on March 16th, a missile flew, and missiles leave traces. Radiation, sound waves, electromagnetic pulses. Could a Minuteman III test, launched 1,500 kilometers away, have affected the behavior of deep-sea creatures? The military says no. Independent scientists say possibly, but unlikely. And the fishermen say nothing. They just cross themselves. Let me ask you directly. Have you ever felt that something was wrong before it happened? A phone call you knew was bad news before you answered. A road you decided not to take, only to learn later that an accident happened there. That feeling is not magic. It is pattern recognition so fast, so deep, that your conscious mind cannot track it. Now imagine that ability magnified across millions of years of evolution. The oarfish does not think about doomsday. It does not know about missiles, but it feels the planet breathing. And on March 15th, 2026, it felt something that made it rise. The media moved on quickly. By April 2026, the oarfish of Cabo San Lucas was a footnote, a strange week, a viral moment forgotten. But the fishermen did not forget. Carlos, the old man from Maidano Beach, still does not sail on March 17th. He told his grandson, the fish came twice. The missile flew once. We have not seen the third thing yet. That is the heart of this story. The fear of the incomplete pattern. 2 oarfish, 1 missile. The triangle is missing 1 corner, and until that corner appears, everyone who knows the story will be watching, waiting, wondering what the third event will be. You are now one of those people. You have heard the legend. You have seen the timeline. You know that a creature from the abyss surfaced, and a weapon of extinction flew, and both were called Doomsday. Coincidence or not, you will remember this. And the next time you hear about an oarfish, or a missile test, or anything that feels like a pattern, you will pause. That pause is the space where the old gods used to live. They are gone now, but the fish remain. On March 19th, 2026, a marine biologist from La Paz gave a short interview. She said, "The oarfish is not a doomsday fish. It is just a fish. It surfaced because of an undiagnosed illness, or a change in water temperature, or a navigational error. There is no mystery. Then she paused. The reporter asked if she was sure. She looked at the camera and said, "I am sure of the science. I am not sure of anything else." Then she ended the interview. That pause. Again. That hesitation. That is where the story lives. Not in the fish, not in the missile, but in the space between explanation and instinct. And you, watching this video, are standing exactly in that space. So, what do you believe? That 2 fish died by chance the same week a missile was tested? That Japanese folklore has no connection to Mexican waters or American weapons? That the universe is random, empty, and indifferent? Or do you believe that something moved in the deep, that the dragon god stretched his ancient limbs, that the messengers did their duty, and that the Doomsday missile was answered not by another missile, but by a silver corpse on a sunny beach? There is no right answer, only the story. And the story says: De peixe do juízo final appear em Cabo San Lucas em março 2026. Do fish, 1 missile, 0 earthquakes, Q. But the third thing, the thing that completes the pattern, has not come yet. Maybe it will never come. Maybe it will come tomorrow. Maybe it is already here, and you have not recognized it because you were looking for an earthquake. And the doomsday is something quieter. The ocean does not speak, but it shows. It showed you to fish. Now it is your turn to decide what that means. Because the fish are gone. The missile is in its silo. And you are still here, listening to a voice in the dark, asking you to remember. Remember Cabo San Lucas, March 2026. Remember the silver ribbon in the shallow water. Remember the missile that flew while the fish died. And remember that the old man said, "We have not seen the third thing yet." Stay watching, stay aware. And if you ever see an oarfish, do not ask if it is a coincidence. Ask yourself, what am I not seeing yet? The deep is patient, and so are its messengers.
Did you like this mystery? And what is your theory? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed it, then like and share. I'm Merc, and I'll be waiting for you in the next mystery.